Mm. The yogi's expansion and Lord Krishna's expansion are not the same. Krishna is therefore sometimes called Yogeshvara, the master of all yogis. In the Vedic literature, we find that the yogi Saubhari Muni expanded himself into 8. But that expansion was like a television expansion. The television images manifested in millions of expansions, but those expansions cannot act differently. They are simply reflections of the original and can only act exactly as the original does. Krishna's expansion is not material, like the expansion of the television or the yogi. When Narada visited the different palaces of Krishna, he saw that Krishna, in his different expansions, was variously engaged in each and every palace of the queens. It is also said that Krishna lived in Dwaraka as the husband of the goddess of fortune. Queen Rukmini is the goddess of fortune, and all the other queens are her expansions. So Krishna, the chief of the Vrishni dynasty, enjoyed with the goddess of fortune in full opulence. The queens of Krishna are described as permanently youthful and beautiful. Although Krishna had grandchildren and great-grandchildren, neither Krishna nor his queens looked older than 16 or 20 years of age. The young queens were so beautiful that when they moved, they appeared like lightning moving in the sky. They were always dressed with exalted ornaments and garments and were always engaged in sportive activities like dancing, singing, or playing ball on the roofs of the palaces. The dancing and tennis playing of girls in the material world appeared to be perverted reflections of the original pastimes, the original personality of Godhead, Krishna and his wives. The roads and streets of the city of Dwaraka were always crowded with elephants, horses, chariots, and infantry soldiers. When elephants are engaged in service, they are given liquor to drink, and it is said that the elephants in Dwaraka were given so much liquor that they would sprinkle a great quantity of it on the road and still walk on the streets intoxicated. The infantry soldiers passing on the streets were
profusely decorated with golden ornaments, and horses and golden chariots piled along the streets. In all directions of Dwarka city, wherever one would turn his eyes, he would find green parks and gardens, each of them filled with trees and plants laden with fruits and flowers. Because there were so many nice trees of fruits and flowers, all the sweetly chirping birds and buzzing bumblebees joined together to make sweet vibrations. The city of Dwarka thus fully displayed all opulences. The heroes in the dynasty of Yadu used to think themselves the most fortunate residents of the city, and actually they enjoyed all the transcendental facilities. All 16,000 palaces of Krishna's queens were situated in this beautiful city of Dwarka. And Lord Krishna, the supreme, eternal enjoyer of all these facilities, expanding himself into 16,000 forms, and simultaneously engaged in different family affairs in those 16,000 palaces. In each and every one of the palaces there were nicely decorated gardens and lakes. The crystal clear water of the lakes contained many blooming lotus flowers of different colours like blue, yellow, white and red. And the saffron powder, what's happening?
Okay, you finished this page.
Oh, thank you.
We're very kind to you. Yes?
You can read.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Thanks for your kind attention.
Yeah, very merciful.
The crystal clear water of the lakes contained many blooming lotus flowers of different colours like blue and yellow, white and red. And the saffron powder from the lotus flowers was blown around by the breeze. All the lakes were full of beautiful swans, ducks and cranes, crying occasionally with melodious sounds. Lord Shri Krishna sometimes entered these lakes or the rivers